So Oscar, 2017 was a really good year for you guys. You know, you guys have been building fighters consistently. You signed a new television deal, and you finally made the fight that everybody had been asking to be made for quite some time.
Yeah.
And you did it in big fashion with the ring walk before the ring walk.
Right.
So, in your eyes, how did you see 2017 as a promoter, and what do you feel your biggest accomplishment was as the year comes to an end?
You know, I think 2017 was a nice lead-in into what 2018 has in store for us. I mean, 17 was great. We were able to make Canelo Golovkin, which, I mean, nobody in their right mind thought we could ever make that fight happen. And I mean, the beautiful part about that fight was that I was telling everybody all along, look, I mean, 2017 is the year that Canelo and Golovkin are going to fight, and it happened. You know, we had a great run with ESPN. We have a long-term contract with them. I'm excited for all our top prospects that we're promoting. 2008 is going to be a big year for us once again, and so Golden Boy Promotions is in this for the long haul, and you know, we're doing what we do best, and that's build fighters, get them to that championship level, and hopefully we'll find a few pay-per-view stars here and there.
You know, the one thing that impresses me the most, and the average boxing fan doesn't really know this, and certainly the average fight fan that tunes in for the big fights doesn't know this. You've been to hell and back in this business as a promoter,
to say the least, yeah.
Since you started.
Right.
And I'm not going to name names, and I'm not going to use specific scenarios, but you built a company.
Right.
People took things away from you, and you've come back and rebuilt this company.
Right. Yeah.
And
exactly.
and I'm sure it's rewarding to you.
Well, I mean, talk about perseverance. Talk about never giving up. You know, I mean, and that's exactly what boxing taught me, is like, look, you're gonna get knocked down in a round or two. Just get back up, and you know, imagine winning the fight after you get knocked down several times. It's that much more gratifying, you know. But yeah, it was a tough road, but not an impossible one. Look, I mean, it reminds me when I used to run up in the mountains in Big Bear, you know, and I would be by myself. It's just me and the road, and the road didn't care like where I came from, who I was. You know, the road didn't like, didn't care if I was successful, had money, was poor. It just cared that I was always there, coming back, you know, and running my miles and never giving up, you know. That's what life is, man. I mean, it was tough, it was difficult, but here I am now. I mean, we're more successful than ever, and we're going to continue doing what we did.
Yeah, it's admirable, because for a time I think people were starting to write you off. Candidly, I think people were saying,
absolutely.
you know, Oscar's not promoting, he's just the name.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you've become a promoter.
In any business, look, you have your people who you hire, who work for you, who do a job, who have a title, and you rely on them. You know, I mean, I was sitting back as the business owner, obviously making decisions and having a say, but I love this hands-on. I love this, you know, day to day. I love the decision making. I love, you know, creating and putting together what ultimately is going to be, I believe, my legacy. Look, boxing for me was a vehicle. That's all. It was a vehicle. Yes, I won 10 world titles in 6 different weight classes, a gold medal. My gosh. But for me, I just see it. I see it as a vehicle to do bigger and better things, and that's promote. You know, whether it's my philanthropy, whether it's business, but to promote the next generation, to help these young kids fulfill their goals, fulfill their dreams, and become champions themselves.
There was a lot more Golden Boy action on the world title level,
Right.
but in the important world title level. Like, people don't understand. You took a lot of criticism, and other promoters haven't taken as much criticism for not making fights.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like Oscar's the sole responsibility to make Canelo Golovkin.
Right.
When first of all, it's a business.
Yeah.
You got to make money, right?
Of course. Yeah.
And second of all, people then said, oh, well, he waited until after Jacobs because Golovkin didn't look. Jacobs and Canelo are two different styles, completely two different fighters.
Completely different styles.
And so the blueprint for Canelo was nothing, and it played out that way too, because
Right.
it was a counter-punching evening for him.
Exactly.
And so that wasn't the case. So moving into 2018, you have a lot of young stars.
Yeah.
You've been cultivating talent yet again. I said I
Exactly.
wasn't going to name names, but I think it's important that people know that you were responsible for Deontay Wilder,
Yeah.
Keith Thurman,
All those guys.
Errol Spence,
Danny Garcia.
Luis Ortiz.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So, there's a lot
Exactly.
of guys that people don't realize that you did you promote Deontay's first 30 fights?
Got him to a world title.
Right.
Yeah, got him to a world title, and look, we're proud of what we do. I wish them nothing but success. But I can honestly say, guys like Deontay or Errol Spence, even a Danny Garcia. You look at Keith Thurman. I mean, these guys should be pay-per-view stars. They have the talent. They have the charisma. They have the fight in them. They have the fan base. They should be pay-per-view stars, and that's the business that I know. That's the business that I grew up in. I was fighting pay-per-view ever since my 12th fight, I believe. So I know the business. I know what it takes. I know what it takes to promote a young kid and take him to the top. The top is not fighting on cable television. That's not the top. The top is having the audience, the pay-per-view audience, fall in love with you and fork over their hard-earned money to watch you fight. That's the top, because you've made it. When you get to the top, you've made it. When you have people pay for your fights, it's a sense of
entertainment.
Exactly, it's entertainment, and it's a sense of accomplishment. And a lot of fighters today, it's like, oh, I've made it on HBO. Oh, I've made it on Showtime. Oh, I'm good. I'm done. I have one world title. I'm good. No, I mean, shit. Go for the stars. Shoot for the moon. When I was fighting, one world title was not even close to being enough. 10 world titles later, I still wanted more.
So talking about fighting, one thing you might not know, and I recently did a lot of research on this because I wrote a piece on the popularity of former fighters that are retired and still living.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but you're the second most recognizable fighter as far as digital engagement is concerned of all living former fighters. Do you know who number one is?
Oh, Floyd.
No? Mike Tyson.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah.
Good old Mike.
Floyd's not on the list yet because technically he was still fighting
He's
again.
still fighting, yeah.
However, it doesn't mean that his digital engagement is going to be what yours is. As a promoter, your profile has risen again.
Yeah.
Because when you were fighting, this didn't exist.
Right.
We didn't have this.
We didn't have this. Yeah, exactly. And it's just the beginning. I can honestly say that, look, I'm going to continue promoting. I'm working on several projects that are going to benefit not only Golden Boy Promotions, but just boxing in general. We have lots of just great innovative ideas that we want to bring to the table and help other promoters as well. With my ringtv.com, where we're streaming live fights, we're creating new content, exciting content, for the viewing fan. We're streaming other fights from other promoters. So, it's exciting times for Golden Boy, and like I said, it's only the beginning.
Right, and you have a content machine that other promoters don't have.
We do.
Through Ring,
right.
You have some great writers. You have some really good people over there. I know a lot of them. I like a lot of them. And I read everything that's coming out of there. But you also do some nice shows. You have the studio.
Right, we have
the
the studio.
podcast. You're doing
We're
the
doing.
different shows.
We now just started Golden Boy Radio.
Right.
Which, by the way, we have Mike Tyson on Monday tomorrow.
Right.
Which is going to be pretty cool.
Tell Mike soon. I'm trying to knock you off, number one.
Yeah, right.
But it was like Mike, Oscar, believe it or not, George Foreman. I forgot number 4, and then I remember Evander was at 5.
Okay.
But yeah, you're ahead.
I'm glad I'm the youngest one from all of them.
Yeah. Right, but you know,
the lightest.
Yeah.
But you know what? The truth is that it just shows that you were able to. People have tried, and I give them all credit.
Yeah, no,
but
it's
you are the guy that has been able to be at the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
The king of the hill, whatever, the king of the mountain in the fight game as a fighter, and then translate that to promoting.
Well, you know, I actually do have a goal as a promoter, and that's to be the very first fighter to be inducted into the Hall of Fame again, the second time around as a promoter. I don't think it's ever been done. So
no, it's never been done.
I'm gonna keep.
It's never been done because there have been very few, former fighters that have been able to, look. Ray tried. It was very tough.
It's not easy.
Mike tried.
Yeah, Mike. And I talked to Mike the other day about it, and he was just like, look, he's nodding his head like, my gosh, I mean, this is a tough business. I don't know how you do it. Congratulations, but look, for me, it's all about integrity. Discipline. The discipline to know that if a fighter loses, it's not the end of the world. I have a strong team behind me that is very capable of from the matchmaker to the COO to my event coordinator. I mean, just there's so many people that just do such a wonderful job, but you have to have discipline. Very, very important.
Yeah, and a lot of things, and some of the stuff I'm bringing to light because a lot of people don't realize the following. You have people that have been with you since the beginning.
Yeah.
Eric Gomez has been with you since the beginning. Even in your PR team, you have people that have been there since the beginning. You have a lot of people that you trust that are close to you that, have, they know you.
Right.
And they understand what it is you're doing, and everyone's bought in, drank the Kool-Aid, and is really now moving down that direction. So, with that being said, leading into 2018, for the people that might not know some of the names out there, okay? Obviously, everyone knows Canelo.
Yeah.
Everyone, not everyone, but in the boxing game, everyone knows Lars.
Right.
And who is it that we should be looking out for that is going to make that leap come 2018?
I strongly feel that Ryan Garcia is gonna crown himself world champion in 2018, and not only become a world champion, but become a pay-per-view star. I believe he's the kid who is next in line after Canelo. Canelo has many years ahead of him.
Right.
So you have this kid, Ryan Garcia, who's from Victorville. Good-looking kid, very charismatic. He's got a big following on social media already. He loves engaging with the fans. But most importantly, he can fight. He can fight, and so I think that kid there is going to be something special. I'm predicting it right now.
Okay. And who else do we have that we should look out for?
Virgil Ortiz from Dallas, amazing fighter, incredible punching power, speed, charisma. He's got it all. And Dallas loves him. So, and he's only like 9-0 with 9 knockouts. But 2018 is going to be a big year for Golden Boy and our prospects.
Incredible. Oscar, thanks for taking the time to sit with me. Is there anything else you want to share? Any other parting words?
No, all good. Look,
were you really going to fight McGregor, or were you just kind of baiting him? What was that?
What I was saying.
You just want to make another extra $100 million?
No, what I was saying was, look. If Floyd, it took him 10 rounds, it would have taken me 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, it's. Look, I'm like a cat. I have 9 lives. Yeah. I'm 3 down, but guess what? I still have 6.
Yeah. And listen, in all fairness, you weren't the only person that was critical of that fight. It was big of you to be able to stand up and say it.
Look, I said what everybody
was thinking.
Yes. Yeah. Look, it was a freaking farce. Come on, it was all set up.
But you know what? I mean, look, if it brought
It is
some
what it is.
if it brought some eyeballs
It is what it
to
is.
boxing,
It is what it is.
and interestingly enough,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the timing of it was like, because I had written an article about, I think the headline was like, you know, Oscar De La Hoya redeemed himself, you know, Canelo
Making the Canelo, yeah,
Golovkin.
the Triple G, yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like that was going to be
Of
the big
course,
fight to
yeah.
end the year, and then this kind
Trying
of
to ruin our
undercut,
party. Yeah. It's all
So,
good.
all right. Well, listen, Oscar. Anything else? You were going to say something. I kind of cut you off. Was there anything else you wanted to, you know, let us know for 2018? You talked about goals.
Well, my goal is to, I mean, that's to crown as many champions in the Golden Boy stable. And look, I mean, I believe we have now 6 world champions. My goal is to have 12 world champions, and just keep looking and dredging and looking for the next pay-per-view star, and you know, and just keep on building the sport of boxing to new heights. And we believe that 2018 will be a big year for us.
Well, for lack of a better term, the greatest revenge for Oscar De La Hoya is success.
Yeah.
And the way that you've handled yourself in the adversity really shouldn't be a surprise to people, because you did it as a fighter.
Thank you.
But it's impressive, and I wish you all the best in 2018. I'm looking forward to it. Are we going to see Canelo Triple G in May?
That's the plan. That's the goal, and we're close. I'm very, very optimistic. That's the fight that has to happen, and I believe it will.
And if it happens, because I know that you were sort of entertaining all different offers. I remember you said Madison Square Garden was calling.
Yeah, everybody.
Your friend Jerry Jones was calling. I remember exact words. I remember, obviously, it ended at T-Mobile Arena. Could it potentially go somewhere else?
Well, the Garden really, really wants it. I was there promoting Cotto versus the World Kid Ali.
Sure.
Which was a great fight.
Yeah, I mean,
amazing. I mean, now
Ali redeemed himself.
Ali, we have another world champion.
He looked
Ali.
good.
I mean, he looked amazing.
Looked good.
New York fighter, which
Is he going to stay at 54?
He wants to stay at 54. He feels amazing.
He looks good.
Yeah, he looks strong. And so I was talking to the owner of the Garden and MSG, and he was like, "Look, I really, really want this fight here. What is it going to take?" And I go, "Okay, well, let's circle back after the holidays, and we'll discuss it." But look, bottom line is Las Vegas has the entertainment, the hotels,
Right, of course.
you know, and you don't have the tax,
Right.
state tax, and then New York is so expensive, and so you have all the hotels with where you can do closed circuit, and so it's hard to beat Las Vegas.
And this is what people don't understand.
Right.
This is a business.
Yeah.
And you have to figure. You know, you're the employer.
I have
At the end of
to-
the day, you're the employer.
I
You pay everybody.
have to do what's best for my fighter.
Right.
Generate the most, you know, the most dollars possible, because bottom line is that it goes all in their pockets. So I have to do what's best for the fighter, and that's why I'm the promoter.
Thank you for taking the time.
got it.
Congratulations on the Lifetime Achievement Award
Thank you.
with Univision. And is it Premios Deportes?
Premios Deportes on Univision. Can you imagine? I'm only 43.
45.
Jesus.
No, 43.
Wait, 44.
Okay.
I'm 44. Yeah, it's half my life. Already
Congratulations.
they're counting me out and giving me Lifetime Achievement Awards.
Hey, listen, it's a great honor, and thank you
It
for
is.
taking the time. Good
Thank
luck.
you. Thank you.